Welcome to the Study Abroad for Chemistry and Biochemistry majors meeting. My name is Alice Kojima, and I'm a regional advisor in the Education Abroad Program Office at UCSB. Today, we're joined by your Chemistry and Biochemistry major advisors, Chica Aniwo and Elsie Dominguez, and EAP returnees Trevor Adele and Chiro Young. We'll hear from them later on. Today, we'll introduce some tools to help you start researching programs, give you a few example of programs that offer chemistry and biochemistry courses, and then we're going to hear from your major advisors as well as our returnees. So now let's talk about why I think you should study abroad in chemistry and biochemistry. So 2 pictures from our returnees. I assume you chose your major because it interests you, so why not pursue that interest in another setting that will offer you a new perspective? You may even find courses that could count towards your major that aren't offered at UCSB. In addition to coursework, you can do an internship or research related to your major abroad. Lastly, you will simply make yourself more marketable by studying abroad. Not only are you going to be graduating from a great university, UCSB, but you'll be able to distinguish yourself from your peers when you look for like that first job or you're applying to grad school. All right, so let's now talk about where you should go. You have a lot of choices. UCEAP offers over 150 programs in 40 countries. To search for program possibilities in chemistry and biochemistry, you should go to the UC Education Abroad Program website. This is where you're going to find the information of all of the UC study abroad programs and their details. So they'll mention like the costs, academics, what does housing look like. All of those topics are included on the UCEAP website. To sort through your options, I recommend that you use the Find a Program search function that's circled right here. Without narrowing your search, again, you'll have over 150 programs. By identifying first the discipline area and then the subject area, the list of possible programs will be narrowed down. You could then further narrow down your choices by selecting the language the courses are taught in or the term the program is offered. Play around with this search and explore your possibilities. Now let's talk about specific program options for chemistry and biochemistry students. There are 4 programs that have been previously reviewed by your department. Elsie is going to be going over this a little bit later on. You do have other options, however, it will be up to you to do your research on the courses the program offers. If you'd like to take major courses abroad, you could try researching other immersion programs outside of the 4 that are listed here. With immersion programs, you are enrolling in courses at the university and taking classes with local and international students. Doing research related to your major is another option for you to consider. In some programs, research is included in the program. In other programs, you can pursue research on your own as a supplement to your studies. Now let's take a look at additional resources we have for you. So this is our UCSB EAP website, which is different from the UCEAP website, which has all the program information. This website is where you will find all of the campus-specific information. By going to the Academics tab at the top, you'll find a drop-down menu which will take you to the advising pages for all the majors on campus. Here is the page for the chemistry and biochemistry, and this is where you're going to find specific advice from your department. Of particular interest is a section on what classes you can take while you're abroad and receive major credit for. Another excellent source of information about courses that have been taken by major credit by UCSB students is our Gaucho Credit Abroad database. This is also found on the UCSB EAP website under Academics. This database shows the type of credit UCSB students have received for the courses, for UCEAP courses that they've taken. This can be really helpful if you're wondering what programs might offer courses in your major or what specific classes might count towards your major. Just keep in mind this is a historic database of what has been done. It does not tell you what will be offered when you might be going. It also does not mean that these courses are pre-approved by your department for major credit. So really you should use this for reference only, just so you can kind of get an idea of where chemistry classes are being taken abroad. Gaucho Credit Abroad tells you what UCSB students have taken and what type of credit they received at UCSB for those courses. A broader resource is the UCEAP course catalog. This contains courses taken by all UC students on UCSB, not just UCSB students, and provides some different information. So this is what it looks like once you start narrowing down your search. Looking at the UCEAP course catalog for chemistry and biochemistry, you will find over 150 courses. You can get course descriptions of each of these courses through the hyperlinks. So you can click here. But just like Gaucho Credit Abroad, this database simply reflects what has been done, not what you can do. New UCEAP programs are added every year, and there will be no historic data for them. Next, I'd like to feature one of our most important resources, the Academics tab on your program page. On the Academics tab, you will find the most accurate course information, including the number of courses and credits you'll be expected to take. If it is a host university program, such as this one for Lund University in Sweden, there will be links to the host university course catalog where you can search for current courses. But just like UCSB doesn't have their courses for the next academic year posted, this university might not either. So we've covered a lot about the resources you can use to search for UCEAP programs that offer courses in chemistry and biochemistry, and where you can find that information about courses, where to find information about courses that students have taken in the past. So let's now talk briefly about how you can get major credit for your UCEAP courses. First of all, you should know that all the courses you take on UCEAP will automatically transfer to your transcript and count towards your graduation requirements. So they'll count towards your unit requirements or your graduation requirements. There's nothing you need to do for this to happen. But getting credit towards your major or minor requirements for a course you take abroad is not automatic. First, you must take appropriate courses and then get approval from your major department. Let me also remind you that you do not need to take major courses while abroad, as long as you will still graduate on time. You may very well fulfill all of your major requirements at UCSB, or perhaps you are just going for a summer abroad. And if it's in a summer abroad, in that case, you can take whatever classes you want while abroad. Some students plan their degree progress so that they do not need to take major courses abroad, but of course you'll definitely want to communicate and talk with your major advisor. As you know, especially with the STEM students and chemistry and biochemistry students, there may be certain requirements you need to do in certain quarters. So you want to communicate always with your major advisor. Major coursework must be upper division and taken for a letter grade. You should communicate with your major advisor before you go, as well as when you are there. What you plan to take and what you actually enroll in will probably be two different things. The course you thought you would take might not be offered. You may change your mind. Maybe there's another class you'd rather take, or there could be a scheduling conflict. So that's why it's really important while you do your planning to pick a program that will work for you and allow you to be adaptable. You can and should reach out to your department academic advisor when you are abroad with any questions or concerns. Finally, getting official approval for major credit for a course you took abroad must happen after you have returned and received your grades for your UCEAP courses, and then you'll petition them to your degree with the help of your academic advisors. Remember to keep your syllabus and coursework to support your petition. And just keep in mind that We are really used to syllabi in the UC system. In the States, we are really used to that, but sometimes universities don't even know what a syllabus is. So really it's important to keep your coursework and to keep any of like the essays or maybe reports that you've done, lab reports, whatever, keeping those. I recommend that you have some sort of folder on your desktop, or even better on an external hard drive where you can kind of dump all that information, like whenever you do homework assignments, readings, tests, or papers, that you kind of just dump it in there. So once you come back and you meet with Chica and Elsie, it's all readily available for you. So Chica and Elsie will go over more of this later on. All right, and so we are available for help. We have new peer advisors in our office who are available to help you. We have virtual office hours. And then regional advisors, we also have our own drop-in advising if you would like to talk to a specific regional advisor. So drop by and see us, and all of this information is available on the website. Lastly, here are a few tips. Start your planning process now. That way you have the most options open to you and you can pick the program that best meets your needs. Attend more meetings. We'll have info meetings running all quarter. Next week and this week, we started our country info meetings as well. So if you're interested in a specific country, want to learn more about it, go to those country meetings. And then, like I said at the beginning, we have Study Abroad 101 workshops and cost and scholarship workshops every Friday at 2 and 3 p.m. Consult your advisors at your academic department, at your college, and then also, regional advisors at the EAP office. So don't miss out. Now we're going to hear from your major advisors, Chica and Elsie, and then after that we'll hear from our returnees, and then we can take questions.
All right, thank you so much, Alice. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. All right, so again, thank you, Alice, and thank you everyone for participating today. So we are going to speak with you all about how to navigate studying abroad if you are a chemistry or biochemistry major. So for starters, we do have 4 pre-approved programs, as Alice has mentioned, that count towards your major coursework. And one of those, or some of the 4 programs that we offer is Singapore, Ireland, Scotland, and Hong Kong. Now, something to keep in mind is that these 4 programs are junior year academic plans. So most of the major coursework is mainly targeted towards students in their 3rd year. And another thing to keep in mind is that most of the major coursework in your 3rd year is only offered once a year, once a quarter at UCSB. So it is essential that you do meet with an academic advisor to ensure that you do not get behind in completing your major coursework if you so choose to study abroad. Nonetheless, we also offer some upper division chemistry electives, so I do encourage you all to take a look at all of these programs. But for now, we are going to take a look at an example here. So let's take a look at the National University of Singapore. So I will show you all how to locate these documents, but an example of this PDF file is that you can find a description of Singapore here, and on the backhand side, you'll find a list of pre-approved courses. Now, each of the 4 programs that we have laid out for you have a list of pre-approved coursework. Now, you'll see that here we do offer some biophysical and physical chemistry classes, as well as advanced physical and chemistry labs. And you'll also notice some upper division chemistry electives. With that, we do ask you to double check with the university when the classes are offered and if they will be offered that academic year. Again, those are always subject to change, so we do ask you to double check with the university. Something else I would like to highlight is that if you do not find Any chemistry courses on the list above here, the pre-approved courses, we do ask you to submit a syllabus to this Google form here, and we will have faculty review the syllabus for course equivalency. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the presentation. And I'm going to give you all a brief tour of the EAP website on our undergraduate program page. Now, if you go to undergrad.chem.ucsb.edu and you click on opportunities, you can go ahead and click the Study Abroad tab, and you'll find our Study Abroad website. On the right-hand side, you'll see that we do have our 4 pre-approved programs here on the side, as well as a summer physics program and then a 4-year plan. For that, or in addition to, you'll see that we also provide the related links, such as the UCSB EAP website and the UCEAP website for reference, to make your process of navigating this whole process a lot easier as well. Now, as I've mentioned before, we are here to help you navigate the study abroad journey. So to do that, you do need to make an appointment. And again, to book an appointment, you go to our website and you click on Current. From Current, you do click on Academic Advising. And if you scroll all the way down, you find EAP Planning. You need to click on the blue X to book an appointment. So you do need to sign in with your UCSB Net ID and password onto Shoreline to book an appointment. And when that happens, you can see the availability to meet with an academic advisor to discuss your interest in studying abroad.
Okay, here we go. Thank you, Elsie, and thank you so much, Alice, for having us today. So now we want to go over with you all some research opportunities. It's very possible to be able to get class credit for your time in a lab abroad, and so this is how you would go about doing so. So the first step is to find a faculty member who's willing to be a sponsor for you. Essentially, their sponsorship means that they're vouching that the nature of your research in that lab abroad is very similar to what you will be doing here at UCSB. And so once you find a faculty member to sponsor you, you would then complete a Chemistry 99 or 199 petition to get the credit for your time in that lab. Students often ask, how can I find a faculty member who's interested in sponsoring me? So there's a couple different avenues. One avenue is to talk or email or go to office hours to or for the faculty member directly, and to share your interest and why you're hoping to be able to get a sponsorship for them, from them for that lab experience abroad. And then they may ask you to bring like a transcript, see how you're doing academically, but typically they come to be able to learn more about you before they would choose to sponsor you. So that's one thing, one avenue that you can pursue. A second avenue is to talk to your chemistry TA about their research, about their time in the PhD program. Just about every grad student is already a part of a research group, so they already have a connection with the faculty member, and they can be a good advocate for you to either join the group or to get a sponsorship. So second popular avenue is to talk to your chemistry TA. And then a third popular avenue is to check out the UCSB FRAP page. Yes, thank you, Elsie. So FRAP stands for Faculty Research Assistance Program. And I call it, it's almost like a job board where faculty will post research projects on campus where they're looking for undergrads to help them. And so from here, you can kind of get a sense of, okay, this faculty member is looking for help. Possibly they're open to talking to me about being a sponsor. So it kind of gives you like a little leeway to begin that conversation with the faculty member. And so if you go to like our department, go to chemistry and biochemistry and then click apply, you're gonna see here a list of faculty who have been posting projects where they're looking for undergrad assistance. Thank you, Elsie. So yeah, so talk to the faculty member directly, talk to your chemistry TA, or check out FRAP. Those are all ways you may be able to find somebody to be a sponsor for you. Thank you, Elsie. Next slide, please.
All right, so as I've already mentioned to you all before, at the end of the day, the academic advisors are here to help you on your study abroad journey. So we have some helpful tips to help you all. And one of those tips are just to start early. This is a long process. There's a lot of research to be done. So the earlier you start, the better. Now, another tip is think about when you want to go. Do you want to go for a year? Do you want to go for a semester or quarter? It's very important to evaluate when you want to go because that does help narrow down the types of programs you might want to choose and the opportunities available. And another tip is to book an appointment. We cannot emphasize this enough. We are here again to help you out during this process. So definitely book an appointment to speak with an academic advisor to evaluate if you are looking to complete major coursework, if this is the correct courses you should be taking. And also check out the pre-approved programs that we have on our website. They are very useful tools to help you get started on which classes to take if you are looking to complete major coursework.
Okay, and then another tip we have to share with you all is to cross-reference the course descriptions. So for example, and back in Alice's presentation, she mentioned Lund University. So what you can do is pull up our UCSB General Catalog for Chemistry classes. Then in a new tab, pull up the Lund University Chemistry course catalog and just compare the course descriptions. Go side by side, look at them. Typically, if there's similar terminology being used in both descriptions, that's a good indicator that the class may be an equivalent of our class here at UCSB. It's not a for sure, we're still gonna need to do the faculty review and all of that, but it's a good indicator. So start with that cross-reference method to help you figure out what classes you could take while abroad. Another tip we have for you is to communicate. Trevor, you're gonna hear from soon, he communicated very well, so did Cheeto. They were good at communication, and as a result, they had a very successful trip abroad where everything, when it came back to UCSB, transferred over. There was no kind of hiccups, no miscommunication. Everything worked out the way it should, and it's all because they communicated with us very frequently and very intentionally. So please be sure to communicate. We're here to help you, and we want to see you do well, but you have to put in that work with communication. That way we can help you to succeed. And then a final tip we have for you is that don't forget, this is certainly possible. There's definitely a stigma, like Alice was mentioning earlier, in the STEM community that studying abroad is very kind of far-fetched. It's like the final frontier. It will never happen. But Cheeto and Trevor are great proof that it's very possible, and we know that you can make it happen. We're here to support you, so don't lose faith. Put in the hard work and believe it can happen.